Hi, this is Bianca Coker from Region 10, and this is a hopefully quick video about how to do a bulk upload of your students into Think Through Math. So the first thing we want to do is look at the steps to import your students. The first step is you must log into Think Through Math. The second step is you go or click on the home screen so you can go to the main screen and Think Through Math. The next step is to click on Import Students on the left side. Next, you're going to download the template spreadsheet from the Think Through Math website. Now, what you also need to do this are spreadsheets from each of your classes from your gradebook program. So you need to go into your gradebook program and export your students, your classes. And then what you'll be doing is you'll copy and paste the class information or the student information from each of your classes into the template, save it to your desktop or wherever you can find it, and then you will go back to the Think Through Math website and you'll import the students using the import button where it probably should still be. Scroll down, click on Browse, and select the file, and it will import your students. Now, one thing to remember is if many people at your campus are using Think Through Math, which is what we all hope, then you don't want to name your class's first period. You might want to say Peterson's first period, or you might want to say Brown's third period, because there needs to be apparently at the campus a unique identifier for those students. So these are the steps, and we'll come back and review them, but let's get started. So first, you've logged into Think Through Math. And then when you press home, or if you're on the home screen, you'll see Import Students on this left side. So you click on Import Students, and when you do, you'll see these steps listed here. And this is the template that you need to download to your computer and figure out where that's been downloaded to. Sometimes it goes into downloads and you'll have to look for it. So it's not opening. This is my other spreadsheet. Show all downloads, so I'll try that. Think Through Math download, there it is. So let me see if I can get that to open up. Okay, let me pause the video and figure out what's going on. Hold on a minute. Okay, apparently I don't have any patience. It just took a minute for it to download, but this is what the template looks like. It's an Excel spreadsheet. It says student's first name, last name, grade level, username, password, the special ed indication, second language indication, your student ID, and the classroom name. So this is our basic template. Probably the first thing you should do is do File, Save As, and then you're going to pick a better name for this, and you're going to make sure that it saves it. I like to always save things to my desktop if I'm working with it temporarily. And I'm going to save it as Think Through Math, TTM, class, Coker, class 2. Whatever it is that you want to use to save that file. And it always comes up with this, but that's okay. All right, so here's our template. Well, what we want to do is we want to eliminate these fake things in here and put in our real students. So I've got a class that I've made, and notice that I have last name, first name, student ID, which is a different order than our other spreadsheet. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to copy our last names, Control C, or right click and copy. And then go to the Think Through Math spreadsheet, and I'm going to put that here under last name. Then I'm going to go back to my class spreadsheet, and I'm going to copy the first names, Control C, Think Through Math, click here, Control V, and now I have the first name and last names rearranged. These are all say they're all grade 7 students. So I'm going to put grade 7 here and 7 here, and you can type that all the way down, or you can copy and paste it all the way down. And the usernames, now this is your choice. You can type in a username for each person, a unique username. I find that to be a little bit tricky. Now they will assign usernames, which are really horrific to remember, but that's okay. You'll have those start cards to remember. You might want to make all the passwords the same. Just don't let the kids know you've done that. And then that way, if they forget their password, at least you know what that is. If they are a student that might need a little extra care or special ed, you might want to indicate that they are a special ed student here. I'm going to leave Cora Crawley as a special ed student because she's American. And then if they are a second language speaker, you can leave that here. So remember, we do French, Portuguese, and Spanish is the ES. And then student IDs, for those, I'm going to go back to my gradebook student IDs. I'm going to copy those. And the only thing to be really careful about is to make sure that you get these things lined up with the right students. And you get those copied in there. And now under the class name, remember what I call this Coker Class 2. And that's what I'm going to want to name everybody in this class. So I'm going to copy and paste it there. So basically I'm done, and at this point I could upload this file. If you want to do it one class at a time, this is the way you do it. I would go back and save. If you want to do all of your classes, you can certainly do that, and the only difference is when you add in new students, you must change that classroom indicator or they're all going to one giant class for you. So this is the only thing you really have to pay attention to when you're loading multiple classes using only one spreadsheet. So we've got that done. We've saved it. I'm going to just click Save again. I'm going to close that down. Now the next step, if you remember, is we go back here to Think Through Math and we do Choose File. And when I do Choose File, remember I saved it to my desktop. So I'm going to figure out where my Think Through Math file is. Apparently I have way too many things on my desktop. Should be soon. There it is. Grab that guy, double click on it, and click Import. Now what this is going to do is it's going to take a little time and it's going to import it. Some things we've seen is that it'll say you've imported the students, but if you didn't have a unique class identifier, it might have gone into somebody else's third period at your grade. Notice I have import failures. That means either something was typed incorrectly or sometimes the student has already been loaded into another teacher's class. If you have if you share a student with another teacher because of advisory or a mastery class or some other reason, tutorials or whatever, you can only load a student once into the system for the campus. So what you're going to have to do is share that student, whatever class they're in, you're going to have to become a teacher also in their class. So I know that I have 11 students done. I can even check import status and it'll tell me how many students have been uploaded into the school. So it's per school. So that's probably why we need that unique class identifier. If I click on my classes button, there's my class. And remember, the very next step is to print your start cards for your student. And notice that the system has generated unique identifiers, usernames, and passwords for each student. Print 2 copies. Keep one for yourself because they will forget these and lose these. But give 1 copy to each student. Suggest they tape it in their binder or in their journal or in their notebook or in their agenda, whatever it is that they'll have with them most of the time. Or they could write it in several different locations so they have that. Anyway, that's all it takes to go ahead and load your classes in. So reviewing the steps, first we go to Think Through Math and you click on Home and you click on Import Students. Then you download the template. You only have to do these 4 steps once. The next steps are what you're going to have to do per class. You're going to have to get a spreadsheet for each class from your gradebook program. You're going to copy and paste that class information into the template and save it. And then import either each class or put all your classes into one giant spreadsheet, changing the class name as needed, and import that file using the Browse and Select File functions of your Think Through Math program. I hope this has been helpful. I want you guys to have an awesome day, and remember, oops, I guess I could say bye. Remember to call me or email me when you have any questions.